Hello, everyone, and welcome to ZSR. We are doing qualifier number 13 for season 5 of the standard tournament. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to our lovely, lovely commentators.
Hi.
Hello, Mario. How's it
Hmm.
going?
Uh, it's doing pretty good so far. We're on the 13th qualifier.
Yeah. This is where some of the points breakdowns really start to be more indicative of where the line is going to be drawn for bracket versus not bracket. I
Yep.
think after this weekend we'll have a much clearer idea of who's projected to make it and not. But yeah, this is quite the lineup we have. Let's see here. Just taking a look at some of the other people in the chat in the race. Couple people who I think are going to be very interesting to watch here. Mostly just the people who haven't done the 8 races yet. So looking at Marco's got his last one, and Marco's currently sitting about 90 points behind Icola right now. So could see a potential snipe if Marco does really, really well, but he needs like a 10. Oh, actually no, I think even if he gets like this new best, that's not going to be enough. Is it? No. Okay. So maybe not that much. Who else? Drunus, my good buddy, he's sitting in 29th, but he's got a lot of room to improve. Yeah,
Indeed.
there's a couple of names, but we've on the restream. The one that I want to draw the most attention to right now is Wayusa, who I think one of the most recent quals. I can't remember if it was the Sunday qual or no, maybe it's the Monday one. He just recently won a qual, which is really awesome. He's never done that before, so that's a huge accomplishment, huge boon for him. He's sitting at 23rd, and he's still got 3 races, so he's still got a lot of room to improve. Cariosa, I think Cariosa's done their 8 already.
Yep.
Mike Katz and Juke. Let me look here.
Juke's done all 8 of his.
Juke's done 8, okay. And Juke is sitting at 26, so that's a pretty comfortable position with a 36. Yeah, that's pretty much 36, I think, is going to be guaranteed bracket. 36, 35 is probably going to be good. Once you get into like 34, then it starts getting sketchy, and anything past that, you're probably looking at more ideally Challenge Cup. And then Mike Katz. Where's Mike Katz? I haven't seen Mike Katz race in a little bit, so this will be interesting.
Indeed.
Where, if at all, I can find him on the leaderboard. Maybe Mike Katz has done a little bit less, unless I'm completely blind. No. Yeah, I'm just trying to peruse the rankings here, but there's a lot of names to sift through.
Yeah. About 305, actually.
Okay, Mike Katz has only done 2 races, one 886 and a 595. So I think Mike Katz probably has to play almost every qual at this point onward. But
Yep.
I do think that is a bit of a strategy to wait until the later calls. It's what the Hells kind of did last year and seems to be doing again this year.
Indeed.
You play the later calls, and then the people who thought they were gonna, play season 5 and then just kind of quit out. That happens a lot, where you ideally get more chance at points if you play the later calls. At least that seems to be the prevailing theory. That being said, plenty of people in this race, plenty of top runners have already played their 8 and are still joining this race, so that you never know. Like Riley, for example. I was talking with Riley before the race, and he was saying that he just wants to join big races and get in practice while he still can, and maybe defend his score a little bit. So there is a viable strategy for joining a race, even if you've already completed your 8. There's an argument that you should go for more risky plays, like, who knows, maybe even like rush Ice Cavern really early or something like that.
Yes.
And hope that you get an advantage. But yeah, I think that's the way to play if you've already done your 8, is just play a lot riskier and see if you can squeak out, an early win.
Yeah. That actually happened to be my first qual, where the Ice Cavern play actually paid off handsomely.
Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Like I played Qual 1, and I said the millisecond I get a bottle, I'm gonna go to ice, and it didn't end up really affecting anything. So it's definitely a gamble. I don't think Ice Cavern is as like objectively good as people say. I think it's people kind of underrated a little bit, which kind of leads it to the status of like, oh, Ice Cavern is just secretly really good. You should always do Ice Cavern. But I think a lot of that is just confirmation bias. And if you look at the actual statistics, Ice Cavern kind of lines up with what you would expect for where it is in logic, how many checks it gets you, and how it affects the rest of the seed. It also depends on like what song. Because like usually by the time you're thinking about going Ice Cavern, you have a good idea of what song it could be. You probably narrow it down to like 3 at most. So...
And yeah, it's basically what TJ said. It's mostly been like Water Temple that's been holding out for us.
Yeah. That can happen a lot. I mean, that happened a lot last year too. And that's another one where like Water is like, it's definitely the worst of the main dungeons. It's only got 4 checks and it's quite a time commitment for what it is. Yep. But when it does play out, which it often can, and you know statistically it should check out every so often. People are like, "Oh, I told you, water's the answer." Do you see? But I think a lot of that is just confirmation bias. So, and you know, it's random. You never know. It can always play out a certain way, and then people always go, "Oh, this is clearly the play. This objectively bad area is always good." I'm gonna eat my words at the end of this race when Water Temple's required again. Looking at the start, we got Adult Start, Water Med, and Nox, so that's really nice. So with Nox Start and Adult, you definitely, if you don't like your spawn, if you're spawning in Lake or something, you just play Nocturne right away. It's just a no-brainer.
You can always grab the hints.
Which hint?
If it's like in Lake, you can grab the back of Lake hints and probably be a little easier to decipher.
That's an idea. I feel like if I spawn in back of Lake, I'll probably just go for like Open Grotto is a little weird to route in most of the time, so you can probably do that, but I might want to wait until I have explosives, so there's a couple things you can do, but yeah, we're starting the race in 30 seconds, at least in race time. We'll probably have to wait a little bit longer. But yeah, we'll see what the start is, see if people opt to play Nocturne, or if they just decide to run with it. Maybe we'll see a split of both. Or maybe it'll just be CAC and nobody will do anything.
Yep.
So the race has begun on race time, so we're just waiting on the restream delay. Yeah, we could see Karios's timer going down on our side. Yeah, okay, 25 seconds. So Water Med start, meaning whatever the Burning Cack song, it's going to be a little bit easier to get, but as Burning Cack usually works out, those medallions are going to be some of the more annoying ones.
Indeed.
All right, where's the spawn? Link's house. All right.
Well, that's basically 4 free chests.
Mm-hmm.
And then a free Out of Logic song.
Why so not feeling the need to start just yet? Alright, we start with Magic and Mitos, and some people are opening the chests, some people are not. And yeah, not much from the small chests, but Magic is nice to start with.
Indeed.
They can often be your go mode and just evade you completely. Skullmass is dead. Always good to see. So yeah, people are just going to get the song right away, and then because there's a good chance it could be ZL. You never know. It is important when doing this that you have to pay attention, of course, to the logic of when you can get this song, because this is locked by either Sarias or Minuet. So yeah, you know, like Cat's getting the Mito flip. Doing Mito flip with or Mito skip with nothing is a little tricky, but as long as you can get the angle and not keep talking to him, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I can get it fairly consistently now that I've had like a screenshot for that.
Yeah, there's a fairly consistent lineup with ESS turns, as long as you're not, if your name's not the Salty Sponge and you're allergic to ESS turns.
Oh, 30 is dead. That's good to see. GTG.
Okay.
Ooh.
So probably a hook shot in GTG, or maybe Iron Boots. I think a lot of it depends on where Opponent's Song is. Because if Opponent's Song is early, you don't need long shot then.
Oh, there's Requiem.
Yeah,
that's another free song to pick up.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. That's a kind of tricky one to handle because you do get a song out of it, but you mess with your... Yeah, I guess Mike Katz is going for it right away. Juke is doing the same. Yeah, so
it is Cariosa.
Yep. So this sets it late in the day, which is a little tricky to work with if you're going to do CAC and then maybe go Child. Unless you already plan to do like Richard and stuff. We'll have to see what people are going with. Though I guess with Nocturne, it's not that bad. You could probably, maybe it'll be close to nighttime, so you can do Child Shooting Gallery. 40's dead, by the way.
Yep.
Let's see.
Song of Storms.
And is that a K-Sword on the Arch? I'm pretty sure that's Kiri Sword on the Arch. Yeah, I think that's K-Sword.
That does look like a sword.
And then we get Storms, so well accessible pretty early, which is nice. Yeah, that's definitely. Did Cariosa get the song? I didn't see. Yeah, okay, Cariosa did get the song. Okay. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is you do Adult CAC, you go to Castle. It'll still be daytime by the time you get there, so you can do Child Shooting. Then you go into Courtyard, you make it night, you do Richard, and then you can play Nocturne and do Dompe, and that's 2 Sphere Zero checks that are kind of annoying to route otherwise.
Ooh, Silver Scale on TARDIS. That's really nice. Although that would be like scale or bomb locked, because we need a bean or a long shot to get to it.
I'll have to see how that is. Yeah, pretty much everybody except Mike Katz is the only one who is going for the back of Deku hints, which is interesting.
Yep. Long Ranch is foolish. Well, at least they know all they have to do is grab the song and get out.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be Prelude or Serenade, so it's going to be nice to have that as fast travel anyway, but depending on the Child Warp, it might not actually matter.
Indeed.
Let me give you guys a little tip. If you play Glitched Logic, you can get ISG, and then this side hop is super free. Yeah, he gets it. Nails it anyway, it's fine.
Big Goron is dead.
Doesn't seem like there's anything on Dompe, so...
Dead man have dead checks. And Sun Song Grave is dead, so...
Yeah, not really. Not exactly the best... Well, it can't be a good hint if you know where Sunsong. Like, if Sunsong is on AD, that's pretty nice, but usually it doesn't really mean that much. Yeah, well, Cariosa's side, everybody's pretty much going to do Adult CAC, so we'll see it first on Cariosa's side, so that's where my eyes are going to be for the next couple of minutes.
Yep. Did they do the Shield Grave? I don't remember. I believe so.
The Cariosa skipped Shield Grave? Lol. I didn't see what was on it.
See the song on Windmill.
He is Epona. Okay, so... No, so yeah, but it's likely that there's just a hookshot in GTG then.
Indeed.
Could be Iron Boots, but you never know. Could be something that leads to Song of Time. If you really want to talk about obscure Water Temple logic, could even be a Strength, too.
Indeed.
This is going to be interesting with Cariosa. Okay, never mind. I thought Cariosa was going for DMT, but he has the ban on Roof, right? But if I don't think you want to go for DMT. Sometimes I like to go DMT while I'm doing Adult CAC to just look at what's on the top of DC. But after playing Requiem, like your time of day is going to be so weird that it's probably not worth it.
Rest in peace, Mike Cats.
Not much you can do about that, unfortunately, if your damage is already low in Dompe, but it's fine. You just spawn right back here, so it's minimal time loss.
So, Ocarina of Time is Serenade. That means, well, that's a free, that makes traveling back adult and child easy now.
It's not going to be what Quals have notoriously been lacking in Prelude this year, so nice that you get that pretty much immediately.
Indeed.
So yeah, I think the play here is just you go child, and so with closed Deku, I think one thing you need to talk about is the fact that Sphere 0 checks are so important, because there's very few Sphere 0 checks relative to if you open Deku. So you really have to be careful about routing in Sphere 0 checks very early, because any one of them can just unlock your seed. So Richard and Dompe are the two ones especially that I find really annoying to route in, just because time of day routing when you start is often weird. Only if you don't have Sun Song, so it's something I think you'll have to focus on here.
50 is a slingshot.
Probably not going to be too high priority, but we'll see.
Lake Hylia, Path to Volvagia.
And with Serenade on AD, that's a little annoying, and the scale's not accessible. So that kind of sucks, but at least you know you have to do Lake at some point. So Forest, Fire, Deku, Water, Spirit. Okay. So luckily, K-Sword is in a spot that's not going to be too bad. That's logically locked by either the scale or bomb bag, so we'll probably see Deku fairly early on, as long as bomb bag doesn't evade us.
Personally, I'd probably just dip into the river, just because there's 3 free checks.
I think with river, you know you have to get beans 100%. Yep. So I feel like it's more efficient to do other stuff as child and wait and hope that you can get a scale or bombs, so that or even bomb choose, just because you know you have to do it at some point, so you might as well try not to backtrack. So I'd definitely wait until river is accessible as child.
I suppose, though, there is a scale that's locked behind a bean anyways, so that might be a while.
Yeah, so it's most likely going to be a bomb bag unless the other scale is easily accessible. Yeah, everybody seems to be following basically the same path of adult CAC into child. Wait, was that hinted? Was Hammer on Target and Woods hinted, or are people just memeing?
I think it's just memeing.
I hope so. Alright, so Cariosa is going to be going for Lon Lon. Cariosa does not... Mike Katz is the only one with the knowledge that Lon Lon is foolish, but it's going to get Prelude out of this, so this is actually really, really nice in terms of routing for time of day, because it's turning evening, as you can see right now. Cariosa will make it, but past that, it's kind of weird what you want to do. There's a couple things you could do. You could save warp, check what your save warp is. You could just play Prelude, do Richard, do Dompe. But there's a couple options, I think.
Juke's gonna have to redo the game.
So yeah, these are checks that we see on Cariosa's side. Most of the player side that we won't see on Mike Katz, but yeah. We'll see. Maybe they'll get rewarded with bomb choose and Mike Katz will be SOL.
Mm-hmm. Cariosa's actually doing the this full clearing here.
Yeah, again, Mike Katz is the only one who knows that Lon Lon is foolish, so everybody else is going to be doing Lon Lon.
Yep.
That's okay. Again, you could still be rewarded with stuff, even if it's foolish.
Yeah. It's always nice to have a couple extra hearts so you don't die on salt and pepper on the way up.
I'm thinking, bomb shoes would be really important just because they give you access to river. And if you can go to river as child, first time, you have Song of Storms, you can get beans, so you can full clear river in one go, which is really nice.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Also noting Cariosa's rupee count.
Yeah, so again, we'll see secret little silo check that Mike Katz will most likely be skipping. But maybe Mike will opt to do it anyway, just because it's kind of quick, and you could just prelude right back or do whatever else. I don't know. Maybe Mike will just opt to save time wherever he can. Yeah, it's nothing. All right, so Cariosa is gonna check the save warp first. I like this. If your save warp's nice, then you get an advantage by being able to use it whenever it's routed in, or whenever you can route it in. And if not, then you have Prelude and Nocturne, so you just work wherever you want. And it's CAC anyway.
Free
Right, so
chickens.
I guess Cariosa is going straight into well.
It's not a bad play, even if that was out of logic.
Yeah. Well is definitely with CSMC it's a lot better, I think, because even if you don't have bombs, you can peek both the bomb checks. The issue is if you don't have ZL, you hard lock yourself out of 2 checks, which if you're really lucky could be 2 keys, but most of the time you're just gonna have to hope that it's nothing. But even so, Well's like just a really good play right now, so it makes sense.
Yep. It's very likely that it can have the first logical hook shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as we expected. Mike Katz is saving a little bit of time here with the knowledge.
The better question is he going to be doing the loop? Because it looks like he is.
Yeah. Again, it's like what I mentioned earlier. With closed Deku, Sphere Zero is so important. So you'll see a lot of people just get Valley out of the way. And with Lake Path to Valvagia, like, you might as well just do this now.
At least there's a key there.
So I think looks like Waiso is probably going to do the same. And I would be surprised if Juke does it too. Again, with the knowledge that Lake is Path, you just might as well get this out of the way.
Been a lot of small chests in bottom of the well, but thankfully Cariosa has found his key.
So that won't be a problem. In the coffin, there's nothing.
I would hate to see bottom of the well being foolish after Cariosa did most of the peaks.
That would be... I mean, it's a risky play going well this early, so you can't feel that bad when you're taking a gamble. And again, like, Cariosa's already done their 8 races, so this might be one of those risky plays that could pay out, but most likely it's just going to be worth nothing, basically.
He's only got a few checks remaining. There's another key.
So Valley didn't have anything, but you can't feel bad about doing Valley here, I think.
Indeed. Everyone else but Cariosa is doing Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Another small chest. He's probably checking for bomb shoes.
Yeah. Again, bomb shoes could be massively important because there's 2 items locked behind beans at this point.
Yep.
Is that River? River is claim check, but Bigoron is dead, so no need for Song of Time and Water today. So that's nice, I suppose. And no explosives, so you can't get this chest, but we can certainly peek it. And it's a big one. So,
yeah, you can't really do anything yet until he gets a bomb bag or choose.
Right. Well, back of lake hints here from Mike Katz, which is interesting.
Sacred Force Meadow to Twin Rova.
Because you get Requiem, I'm shocked.
Indeed.
That's not the kind of hint you want to see from Back of Lake. You really want to see one of those obscure ones that has a lot of information that a lot of people might be without. But SFM Path to Twin Robot doesn't really mean that much. And the other one is SFM Path to Phantom Ganon. That one's a little bit more interesting, but realistically, it's probably just Saria Song or Minuet on the Child Song.
Yep.
For access, so who cares? It could be Hookshot on Wolfos Grotto, but that's like very unlikely.
Or a bow.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't FW. I thought I saw a heart container on the, but I could be wrong.
Cariosa's heading over to Kukuri Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Can finish the other 2 checks there. Yeah, it's a heart container.
And yeah, everybody else is taking basically the same path here. Carios is the only one who's doing something a little interesting. And again, it's definitely the I've played 8 calls already route. Ah, there's Hammer. Shocking. So that's pretty nice, especially if Bombag is going to evade us for a while.
It's really awesome to see that hammer.
Yeah.
It does mean that a lot of the bomb lock stuff could be done as adults.
Yeah, like it's certainly a nice thing if Bombag is out of the way. But think about Fire Temple. That's probably pretty low on your priority list, so it's not the best thing in the world. But it's still like it's nice, but it's to be expected with like Path Evolve. So not too complex, I guess. Path hints so far. Sometimes path hints can just reach to the deepest, darkest ass crack of logic in the game, but today it seems they're fairly straightforward. Oh, we're still missing one. We could see something interesting. I don't think there's really anything I would refer to as BS yet. I think so far this has been fairly straightforward. Cariosa went for well, which was nothing. Other than that, like there's not much. And yeah, Lysa's doing the reverse hike, as is Juke. Mike Katz played Nocturne, and I guess Mike Katz looked like he was going to River, but probably either changed his mind and will remember that he doesn't have explosives yet. Not really that different. Yeah, we're seeing just everybody go to Forest at this point, or heading in that general direction. The difference is that Cariosa is up most of Well and is down Valley Lake and a hammer. I'd cry when Frogs 2 is dead. I love Frogs 2 seeds. They're my favorite seeds.
And you would have loved the DDR this week.
I wish I had played it, but yeah, not this time. Yeah, dude, Frogs 2 is just so funny because it overtakes the entire seed. Like, nothing else matters in a Frogs 2 seed.
Indeed.
Also, I love playing the Frogs 2 song really fast, because everyone's like, why do you know how to do that? And it's because I spent like an hour grinding the song. It's like, why would you do that instead of practicing something tangible? Because it's a cool song. Simple as that.
Well, the frogs clearly know how to heal, because, you know, they have the Song of Healing in there.
Well, I'm an MMR player, so that's probably part of the bias there.
Imagine if all the Always Hints had some progression item. Now that would be an interesting seed.
Well, I think that's just very strong hints, isn't it?
Like Big Goron having something and Skull Mask. All with 30, 40, and 50 skulls.
I mean, if every seed's a skull seed, I'm down for that. If that's what you want to do, sign me up. And yeah, so again, SFM is path to Phantom Ganon, which is most likely going to be Saria's or Minuet here. If it's not, I'll be a little surprised.
It's Minuet.
Shocking. Shocking. So that's 3 out of 5 path hints that are basically worthless.
And that puts Song of Storms into logic.
So really not too much brain power required so far with the logic in this seed. Sphere Zero Hammer. Not much else. The only thing that could be potentially weird is the slingshot on 50, but realistically we're finding another slingshot somewhere. And more realistically, Target in the Woods is probably nothing.
Indeed. Rest in peace, HC Fairy.
Bye forever. So Cariosa now is probably doing what the others were before in doing Valley Lake. Again, this has to be a priority early on. Maybe Cariosa will skip Valley. We'll have to see. But for everyone else, I think they're just going to... With the hammer, like, you probably go back adult soon. Either that or you risk it on well.
Rest in peace, Mike Cats, once again.
I think that was intentional. I think that was intentional, being at low health. Yeah.
But still, always type F in chat for him.
To answer your question, no. You always have to have Saria's song available at some point in the seed. It might be, like, the last song available in Logic, but as long as you have Minuet, like, that satisfies every check. And that falls under the rule that seeds have all locations reachable. You can never have a check that's just completely inaccessible unless you turn beatable only on. Which is a thing in RSL, but that's not what we're dealing with here. And yeah, I guess Karios is opting to skip Valley for right now. I guess the plan is, because you know you're going to be using Opponent to get to GTG eventually, like you might as well just do the checks then. Route them in pretty easily. So, I guess that makes sense.
Seems that the only child checks remaining that they can do would be like Richard the Dog and Dompe Digging.
Dompe Digging and Chickens, yeah.
Yeah, and Chickens. I almost forgot about those.
Which, again, you have Prelude and Nocturne, so Richard and Dompe are not exactly the hardest checks to route in, but at the same time, it's like, you could, with the hammer, you could be doing so much more important stuff at this point, so that's probably what people are opting to do, is just chase the hammer for right now. Yeah, Mike Katz is playing Prelude, not really sure what the plan is here. Oh, I guess using hammer in Lost Woods, I guess that makes sense. Just check the available hammer checks you have.
Well, if Forest Temple is locking something for the other dungeons, like, say, Fire or... Wouldn't be Fire, but, like, maybe Deku or... Yeah, just Deku.
At this point, well, you can't get into Forest yet, but...
Yeah.
Even then, like, as soon as you have an explosive, you have access to Deku, so it's gonna be maybe first bomb egg could be in Forest, I suppose, but yeah, I think this might just be a safety check because SFM path to Phantom Ganon, but no, it's 100%.
It's completely for the song for Minuet.
Both songs, both SFM songs.
Speaking of Dompe,
oh, we got Dompe, nothing. And YSO's doing Richard, by the way.
Yep.
So I guess in Juke's case, he probably just was really smart about his time of day and was able to route in Dompe fairly trivially. YSO safe scumming Richard. Wow. Feels bad.
It looks like he's going to be doing a dip into the bottom of the well as well.
You gotta wonder where ZL is at this point. It could be fire. It could be fire.
Oh, there's the hook shot.
Yeah. All right.
And that is hammerlock for sure.
Yeah, unless there's like a bomb bag on chickens, that's hard required hammer. So yeah, the play of just rushing hammer checks as soon as you get them is playing out quite nicely. Juke, that's a neat broken stick setup. I've never seen that. It's one of those bingo player.
Goron City is foolish.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
That does mean that a lot of checks could be omitted.
So something kind of happened there to Juke where if you try to roll at the tree but you're right next to the grass, you'll try to pick it up and lose your broken stick. So unfortunately for Juke, that happened. You got to be kind of careful with that tree. One for pot strats. Oh, first try. No. Okay. One more try there, Juke. Rip. All right, just burn a stick, I guess. Who cares? Yeah, so Goron City Foolish kind of sucks for Mike Katz that he doesn't know, because you can check a lot of stuff here with just hammer. Unless Mike Katz is just doing this for routing. Oh yeah, I guess Mike Katz is just going through Goron City to get to like DC and stuff.
You could do DMT. Or at least most of it.
Yeah, maybe even dip into DC for like one check if you really want. There's a big chest, so we'll see.
Or just two. Let's see what's in here. The bomb bag.
Yep.
Now we can full clear. Although DC is a stone.
Mm-hmm.
It's still worth it.
Yeah. So with hammer going into DC, you can only get map chest, right? So it's not really
map chest and compass chest.
You can't get compass chest without a strength. Oh yeah, no, you can't get compass chest. Never mind. Yeah, so you can get 2 chests. So often people will try to wait and not do it. But oh my dude, that boulder, is that mirror shield? That boulder just bullied Mike Katz off the ledge. That is so funny.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, usually if you just have hammer, people will say DC's probably not worth it, but some people will still do it and often get rewarded for it anyway. And plus you get a hint, so.
I would make an avatar joke, because with that boulder. The boulder is restricting you from getting your items until you give him a fight. Oh. Okay. I was just curious on where Mike was going.
Might have been in Scrubs mode, I guess. Let's see what this is. Big chest.
Big chest! All Zooter players get excited for big chests.
Yeah, just big stabby.
And that is indeed a mirror shield.
Yep. So that's definitely hard required. And we'll see here. So if for some reason you didn't route in DMT Storms here, this would be the last check you'd be able to get in DC. Again, I don't know why you would do that, but you'll have to see how it goes. 30, dude. Bigger on sword saves 30 minutes is my favorite meme. So yeah, we can't forget about that big chest in Will that Juke's looking at right now. That is definitely going to be interesting to see if people decide, because like now Waiso and Mike Katz can do well and they can have them be in a much better situation than Kariosa and Juke, who at this point, if you want to go back to Well, that feels really bad, like having to backtrack. So I think that's a little bit of a
there.
I'm interested to see. Probably they're just gonna full clear DC. You might as well. It's fairly early in logic and you can do it all, you might as well. It's just, you could also be going to Fire Temple and doing, like, progression, so it's hard to say. See here.
That looks like a small chest.
That's small, and it's small. I didn't see if either of them peaked the top of bridge chest, but we'll most likely see if it's important now. Quick shot for Wayuso as well. Curious to see what this end of bridge chest is. Oh, it's big.
Ooh, super big.
What do we got?
Slingshot!
all of you guys memeing on, oh, Target of the Woods is gonna have iron boots. Ah, it doesn't matter. It's not important.
Yeah, the 50 skulls can go screw themselves.
Only 20 at most, which is nice.
Yep. Feels good to actually rush those 20.
Like I said, like you could make a huge, like 50 slingshot is such a huge gamble, but you just have to fight the two conflicting points of there's probably another slingshot and Target in the Woods is probably nothing. If it were something like bow, I'd probably say it's a little bit more important to like route your skulls, but you still just hope that you just find a bow somewhere else.
Yep.
But to see, that's pretty much the only thing that's been in DC so far. So unless there's something on King Dodongo, then it's not really much point in doing the rest of it. We'll see if Wayuso will probably do DC. He's actually personally expressed annoyance at people who don't do all of DC or skip DC entirely. So I have no doubt in my mind that he'll probably full clear DC as well.
To be fair, it's a pretty quick dungeon.
Yeah, and it's fairly high density for what it is.
Yep.
Even if it's a stone, you probably still do it. But I guess with the bomb bag, I guess what we need to talk about is now Deku is in logic, and going to Deku is probably pretty important. The problem is it requires 3 age changes. So I don't know how quickly these guys are gonna want to rush it, you know? It's hard to say.
I wonder if Mike Katz is going to come back to pick up the shield.
Sure, he will eventually.
Hopefully.
I guess the counter argument to the Deku point is you have Prelude and you have Requiem. So the only thing that's really annoying is trying to route in getting beans. So maybe you just go clear river and then...
There's the bomb juice.
Yeah. Not really as important now because you have the bomb bag, but I'm just trying to figure out when you want to route it in, because Deku is really, really, really nice to be able to do early, but it's just so annoying to get that Kakiri sword right now and not feel like you're wasting a bunch of time. Hopefully Mike didn't misidentify it, but...
Hopefully not, because that could actually screw him over. It looks like a GTG play, and maybe doing some Hyrule checks as well. Because we got Bolda, we got Remote Grotto, and Tech-type Grotto to peak, and the Scrub Grotto.
Well, it seems like Mike Katz is heading in the direction of Lake and not really paying much attention to Boulder Destiny.
He will be missing out on his potential destiny.
Maybe he's just going straight for GTG. This could be interesting.
He's heading straight to Remote Grotto.
Yeah, you might as well do this on the way. It's just...
Yep.
Question is... what is in GTG? Because if it's long shot, I mean, that's nice and all, but doesn't really get you that much right at this moment. So it feels kind of weird to be going to GTG this early. I'm not sure. Maybe Mike Cass will just do Adult Lake and then warp somewhere else, but
Royal Tomb Flames is dead. That's good.
yeah, we had 2 players who had missed-saw. I think the Goron's got another bomb bag, so not really a big deal, but because that is pretty strictly bomb locked, at least to our knowledge.
It is. Or you could get it with strength.
There's double defense, always nice with CSMC.
It's always nice to have that double defense. I'm just going to be doing some lake checks as well, because that's the path to Volvagia. But we do have the hammer. Who knows, strength might be there as well.
You could do most of the checks at Adult Lake here, so I guess this is fair, but I feel like there's other things you could be prioritizing over Adult Lake, so it's hard to say. Maybe just once. Actually, if you're going in the direction of GTG, you do want to have Scarecrow Song. So I guess this does make sense if GTG is the play for Mike Katz. And I had to step away for just a sec.
Oh, Mirror Shield was on top of DC, like just before going in. Cariosa's in Fire Temple. Let's see what's on both Adult Fishing and Fire Temple. GV Hammer is dead. That is good to hear.
Alright, so Karios is in Fire Temple now, I see. Which, again, it's your progression, and assuming you're not bow locked / Scarecrow locked, you can full clear it, so this makes sense.
Colossus to Goma. Wowee.
Alright, so all 5 well, 4 out of 5 Pathins are basically useless. The only one that has the potential to be interesting at all is the Morpha one.
Yep. Yep, Juke picked up his Mirror Shield. There we go. Mike Katz is the only one who hasn't picked his up yet. Because he got pushed off, it seems.
Just be waiting until he needs it.
Yep.
No, this was just straight an Adult Lake play, which is very interesting. Unless he's planning to do the... No, he's going back Child. Okay. Maybe he's got Kakiri Sword on the mind. I think that's a fair assumption.
Indeed.
We see him start backwalking towards Zora River. We know what's up.
But he's gonna play Nocturne to get there faster, I think.
Yeah. Again, Deck New is fully available in Logic, and it's just straight up one of the best areas in the game. So I can totally get behind this.
Indeed. Plus he'll be getting that scale. which will make it easier to rush ice.
With no ZL, no hovers, no bottle, I think ice is going to be far out of the runners' minds for now.
Yep.
Trying to think what other gotchas there could be with the Water Temple. But I think at this point, GTG has to just have like Iron Boots, Long Shot, Bow. That's pretty much it, right? Or I guess it could be Tunic as well, but we haven't seen any wallets, so it's hard to say right now.
Indeed.
Yeah, the Lake Path hint, really, all it just told you was, hey, go do Lake, which basically everybody did. So, I mean, it was helpful, certainly helpful in telling you that you have to do Lake and do it early, but it's definitely not what you expect from Path hints at all. It's just, hey, here's Hammer, Path Evolve, good job.
And Mike's gonna need some money in order to get those beans.
Yeah, you can just route this in with the rest of River, just getting the invisible rupees, so not really that troublesome.
Or he could play for the frogs.
Yeah, that's an easy way to get 50 rupees for sure.
And get a cheeky little check right here with the frogs, too. More bomb chews.
Just opting for the 50 rupees from the frogs.
Yep.
You haven't seen, haven't really seen much in, like, Crater, so it's hard to say if the beans are going to be required for that. But you definitely want at least 2 beans for the Scale MK sword.
Mm-hmm.
Plus you get to Route River, so... I think people, like, see River, it's like, oh, it's only 3 checks, but it's also quite a few hints, which can definitely open up things.
Yeah.
In the seed, so.
That's normally why I go there as adult.
It's just tough if you have storms and know that you need beans. It's so much nicer to not have to backtrack there as both adult and child. So I can get putting it off in this scenario. But sometimes, I mean, the Grotto Sphere 0, so you can always just lock your entire seed.
Oh, it looks like my my pal Zora River has nothing. Except beans.
Beans and bomb shoes, which you can only get as child.
Yes. And Cariosa is getting pretty deep into fire, though it does seem that not key-locked quite yet. There's a big chest. It's also not bow-locked. And there's a strength.
Yep. So, I mean, with boss key being deep in, pretty much everybody's going to get that. It's just a matter of when do you want to go do fire.
Yep, that is technically the logical strength too, given that...
Yeah, you did strength skip.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I guess the other thing is that fire does give you Forest Medallion, so that song could also... That song could be ZL. So, it'd be interesting to see if that works out in Cariosa's favor.
First logical strength could be Deku. Wouldn't be
absolutely
at the moment.
There's another big chest here on map.
Ooh, it could. Let's see what it is.
Yeah, it's bottle.
Eesh! Now we can rush ice. Wait, no, wait. We need yell or hovers. logically ZL, but just go for hovers anyways because it's better and it's faster. Now you're speaking my language, Soul Blade. Ooh, Child Spirit on Mike's side, and Bombchu Bowling on Yuso's side.
Yeah, if you have Slingshot or just a way to do Child Spirit, and you're going here to plant the bean, you might as well do that. Because if you're key locked because of Child Spirit and you don't do it, you're just gonna look like a big fool.
Bombchu Bowling had nothing, sadly. There's a key over there.
So potentially Child Spirit hard required, so my point making sense immediately. And it's even better with CSMC, like if both of those are small chests, you can do Child Spirit so quickly. Like you can beat those chests really fast and then you're out of there. So I think in CSMC it makes even more sense to do Child Spirit. Ooh, very close with the geese there. The real question is Mike Cat's going to continue in Child Spirit, or is he just going to get out of here and wait for Strength 2? Oh, he's doing it. All right, you might as well, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, you have access to Burning Cack. There's Dins, by the way. Where is this?
Nice.
Where are they?
In the bottom of the well.
Oh, that was the big chest we saw from earlier.
It could very well just be for, like, Spirit Key logic. Though, it could also be for shadows.
Why
Oh, so why Iso's doing chickens now? That's cool.
I'm gonna tell you, he is seething right now doing this. He's just very cranky, very upset at all the seeds he's lost to chickens. He's like, I'm not letting this happen again. Knowing why Iso, he's mauling right now. But hey, you gotta do your Spear Zero.
Roll call in chat. Got the our 7 cluckers here. Yes, Karios is cooking fish today before he slays a dragon.
Stuff. Like, you can do the Volve quick kill in 40 seconds, but I think this is just playing it very safe.
Oh, TJ's, your emotes are just absolutely amazing with that, those chickens. When are we gonna see Stitch in a chicken costume? Oh, a big chest in Spirit Temple. Oh, nothing on chickens. Are you happy now, Kari? And that's the end of the dragon. Probably has a key for us.
We'll have to see. Let's see what's in this big chest here.
A wallet.
All right. Not really.
The rich just keep getting richer.
Not indicative of much other than putting Fire Temple into logic, so
Indeed.
Something that doesn't really mean much, seeing as Karios is finishing up there right now.
Yep.
So you can peek Silvergaunt's chest down from the ground, and I feel like if you do, it saves quite a bit of time, like much more time than you would save doing this fight. So I think it's... I don't know. I'd like to see more people do the peek.
There's a small chest here.
Doing it out of pity, and it's nothing.
Yep.
Oh, it's Saria's. Interesting. Saria's song on that. So I think ZL has to be on Burning Cack now. Can't imagine it being anywhere else. Yeah, I think ZL has to be on Burning Cack. Which isn't hard to get, it's just funny that it worked out that way.
It'd have to be, for sure.
So yeah, Saria's song only unlocks Skull Kid in the Seed, which is really annoying to route in right now. So, hard to say when people will be doing that. Like, you do have Minuet, but it sucks to go back to Forest just for... Well, you have Slingshot too, so you get 2 checks, but still, I feel like you have much more important things to be doing right now.
Yep. Cariosa's probably going to be picking up that Din's Fire in bottom of the well. Not sure when exactly.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
I mean, if Shadow Temple doesn't have anything, it's not really that important, because you can do, as Mike Katz demonstrated, you can do Spirit Temple fully without the Dins. You just gotta use sticks.
Well, at least we'll be getting some domain checks from Juke.
Why, so what are you doing, bro? He's jumped on and off the log like 3 times now. I just want to check frogs in the rain, bro.
Small chest.
I really wonder what Mike Katz is going to do here. Because I think feasibly you could just go get K-Sword and go back Child.
Yep.
The problem is, do you really want to have that as your entire adult too?
You could always grab that scale.
Well, yeah, grab the scale as well, but I don't know what scale really gets you at this point.
Faster access to Ice Cavern. Obviously.
What's going on here? Why are you going to K Forest?
There's the second magic on diving minigame.
Fortunately, doesn't really mean much, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
At least Juke could be a little more liberal on his magic use.
I see what Mike Katz is doing. Getting some stonks for a Goron tunic, most likely.
Indeed.
Yeah, with 3 hearts, the Goron tunic is pretty much a necessity for Fire Temple.
Indeed, with just 3 hearts.
Yeah, you get rewarded with another bomb bag off Link the Goron. So a little bit of a bomb increase refill. Mike Katz knows that this is foolish. You just need to do this in order to buy the tunic, so...
Indeed. Plus, it doesn't hurt to have an extra 10 bombs.
in the tunic. Yeah, so in regards to foolish locations, foolish doesn't mean they have absolutely nothing. All it means is that if there's an item like a bomb bag, it has to be locked by another bomb bag. It's the same story with bow and magic. Like, you can have
And
magic.
even a slingshot.
Yeah, slingshot as well is another one. You can have, like, say, Foolish Shadow Temple, and it has magic, just because you need magic to get into Shadow Temple in the first place. Can also apply to bottles, which is really weird. That's not really relevant in OOT, but boy does it come up a lot in MM, let me tell you.
At least my cats can get like a refill on his wallet, if he even wants that.
But that's a great question from Specialized for why Bow is not in logic for Link the Goron. It is, but yeah, that's exactly it. It means all bows are bomb locked, exactly. So that is quite a bit of information, which is really nice. And BXR kind of alluded to that a little bit earlier. That just gives you a ton of information about Bow. That being said, there's already a lot that's bomb locked in this seed, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference, but still, it really does help narrow it down. Yeah, that's the other thing, is it has to be specifically bomb locked, which is interesting because you have a hammer. So what does that mean? I guess a lot of it could have to do with like Fire Temple, because I'm pretty sure like the bomb wall was a key, and that means that the strength later on in Fire Temple is specifically locked by bombs and not hammer.
Looks like my cat's is gonna be picking up the scale as well.
Yeah, and with that, I would not be surprised to just see Mike Katz go straight back child.
Indeed.
I think Dins is not in logic for Link the Goron. You can do it, but I don't believe it's in logic. We had Sphere Zero Hammer on child fishing, so that's not a concern at all. Yeah, Mike Katz is just going straight into Deku, which makes a lot of sense.
Indeed.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Well, it's still not a bad suggestion to full clear the path, because there's been a few seeds where you've had to do where you've had to get another valuable item in a path location, like Water Temple.
Yeah, you like most of the time. I mean, every time. If you get something else in a path hint, then it's entirely just coincidence / luck.
Yes, K-Sword is bomb locked.
It's the same thing with like Way of the Hero, in that once you find one item in a Way of the Hero location, that location just becomes like a normal location. Again, it's another thing you can point to and be like, it's oh look, you know, you always gotta full clear your Way of the Hero, but in reality it's just confirmation bias. People see it happen like once or twice and then they're like, I told you this is a viable thing to do. And like maybe it is. Obviously full clearing locations is efficient, but it has nothing to do with the Way of the Hero or the path hint. It's just coincidence that people are trying to put meaning into. What people are saying Bo. Was that in a Deku? Yeah, Bo and Deku. Okay. Is that is bomb locked too? Right. Okay. So the beans are bomb locked. I forgot, and scale is locked by beans. So yeah, unfortunately, not as interesting as it probably could have worked out with that whole Link the Goron logic. But nice peek of the slingshot side chest. I don't know if that's really worth it, but that's still really cool to see. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's my first time seeing that as well.
Yeah, and it didn't even really seem to help Mike Katz because he still ended up having to climb, but...
Yep.
So you've got Forest Temple completely in logic now with that bow. So what a surprise, by the way. Deku good? Deku good, question mark? Yeah, we got Forest Temple in logic, you clear fire. That's 4 medallions right there. At this point, you're really just looking for like Strength 2 Iron Boots long shot, and
it's true.
Then you're glow mode.
Still missing a strength, so it could be in here.
Yeah, and we do know that the strength is not going to be blocked by another strength, so that does narrow it down quite a bit.
Nope, it's Furor's. That's still pretty handy, to be honest.
Yeah, when you have magic, it's nice. Yeah, and I feel like... I think you probably want to do Forest first. Even though the strength's not in logic, like... I still think it's better to just do that, and if you get lucky with like a Strength 3, then you don't even need to worry about finding Strength 1. So... It's definitely, I think, a priority for a lot of people. That was really funny with my cats, by the way. Climbing invisible air.
Indeed.
But... yeah, you might as well do Forest now. Worst case, it has nothing, and oh well, you did Forest. But I think once you do Forest and Fire, I think you should definitely set your sights on GTG. You can do most of the stuff in GTG now, and you know there's something there, so it's probably your best play. Well, I mean, it kind of is your best play. Mike Katz with the glitchless strats here for burning the web.
And he's got it on second try. That was actually pretty nice.
Who's on Team Shower Beer? Hell yeah, bro. Dude, I used to have like this like cup holder, this like rubber cup holder that stuck to your shower wall so that I could have a resting spot for my shower beer. So I think in the case of Cariosa, we did see early on, they went to Well and missed out on the Din's Fire because they didn't have a bomb bag. But I don't think that might just not end up mattering if Shadow Temple's not going to be required. And other than that, Cariosa's just been rushing progression much sooner than everybody else. Like, Cariosa was the first one in Fire Temple, first one to, I think, there's something else, I forget. They weren't the first to Kakiri Sword, but it's because they were busy doing fire, I think, and because of that, there's quite a significant advantage.
Yep.
Cause of shower coffee. All right, let me raise you one. Shower White Claw. Try that one on for size, huh? What do you think? You with me or you with me? I know I could at least get Riley on board, and that's all that matters to me. No laws when you're drinking claws. Shower Jack. Alright. Sponge. Not all of us can be as hardcore as you.
Well, at least Cariosa will get the song off of Burning Cack.
Yeah, so I think Cariosa is going to be the first one. And we know it's ZL. So that's kind of nice. The issue is, I don't actually think ZL gets you very much right now, which is so weird to say. But I don't think ZL is very much a priority. Like, there's no sign of Rudos. There's no
really
sign of,
isn't.
like... The song in Composer Grave is probably either... Well, doesn't it have to be either Suns or Time? Yeah. It has to be either Sun Song or Song of Time. And we know that Suns is nothing.
Yep.
So, best case scenario, it's Song of Time. And then you just hope that, like... Toilet has long shot, I guess, is like the best case scenario there. Because again, like, River Chest is dead. We know that as well, so that's one Song of Time thing off the block. The only other thing is Right Maze, which it's CSMC, so you can peek Right Maze, so you know if you have to prioritize it or not, even if you don't have Song of Time, so... Yeah, I really don't think ZL gets you much right now, except for, like, the Fairy Fountain checks. And, like, sure, it gives you access to Ice Cavern, which I know everybody's going to be memeing about. But, as discussed, like, Ice Cavern is going to have the other one of the two songs of Song of Time and Sun Song, which, as I just discussed, is not that important. And you're only looking for, like, 3 more items, pretty much, for your glow mode. So, if you don't have Rudos, I don't think going to Ice Cavern right now is a very good idea.
I would say that GTG or Forest Temple would be pretty good plays right now, especially GTG.
Yeah, GTG because you know you have to do it. Forest Temple because you know you have to do it. The trade-off is that Forest Temple is progression, but not in logic. GTG's not progression, but it's path, so you really do have to think carefully about what you want to do. But, I mean, you're most likely just going to be doing both, so you just do whichever one routes better with where you currently are.
They could clear most of it aside from, like, the, like room and toilet.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. So GTG is definitely a good idea right now. And, like, I suppose you have Eponas, so you can route in Boulder of Destiny and peek the Tektite Grotto. Or you can play Requiem in reverse. Both, I think, are fine, especially with Dins. Like, you can just route in Wasteland Chest really easily, and then you don't have to worry about it. So I think whichever way you go about it, like, there's easy paths to GTG. It's not the worst thing to route in right now. That being said, you could just have Strength 3 in Forest Temple, and then, or even Strength 2, or Strength 1, if it's in one of the first couple checks, like before the push block room. And then you have more to do in GTG, so you just win outright. So I think I would probably do Forest first. Oh, you can Mega Flip into Domain. It's fine. I won't tell on you. Unless your name is Sponge, then I'm gonna narc on you. 100%. Anyone else though, you're fine. Hey. Hold on, let me deal with that. Hey. You know, I almost ordered roses to Sponge's house today. It was almost a thing that I was like a minute away from doing it when he told me no. I totally would have done it if he didn't say it. Do it anyways. You could have gotten a dozen roses, my dude. Yeah, because Sponge discovered today that you can DoorDash like flowers, which is so funny. I'm like, let's do it. I'll do it for you right now. What do you mean you don't trust yourself? You water them, dude. What else do you have to do with flowers? Come on. Yeah, right now we have 2 people in fire, 1 person in forest, so we'll most likely be here a while.
Yep.
Juke is also in fire, so actually it's 3 people. Ah, I see. That's the plan with roses. You just sniff them, and then they eventually die. Oh, you have a squirrel emote now? Wearing a dunce cap? Oh my god. Bam. It's fairly likely that we're either just seeing first strength or even first strength here. Maybe strength 3, probably not, but failing that, like, it's decently likely that even strength 2 could be in strength 2 could be in there. And there is actually there's another bow, so that doesn't really mean much because pretty much everybody did Deku first. There's a niche case that we're kind of overlooking here, which is Song of Time is an ice cavern, and Rudo's is not available, which would mean that there could be first strength in Water Temple because Dragon Chest might be a thing. Wait, but the first strength gives you second strength, so does that still work out? I think that still works out that way. So if Dragon Chest is required, even if it's just for key logic, if Dragon Chest is required, then it could be a strength in GTG, and that would satisfy the path. Oh yeah, the bow is bow lock, you're right. Yeah, the shiny Saku. I don't have it. I'm not that much of a salty sponge simp. I can't get his tier 2 and tier 3 emotes. Maybe if he took some lessons from Amaranth, I might be more tempted, but until then, we'll stay at the 4.99 tier.
Got a refill on his nuts now.
The cat's finally getting to strength, which again, so if in case any of you have missed it, that strength is logically locked by strength, so strength 1 is out there somewhere, and we can get it, and once we get it, then Spirit Temple is fully in logic. So that's probably going to be high on people's priority lists. We've already seen Child Spirit from almost everybody, maybe everybody. I've been paying too close attention, but well, I guess it depends. If people have the wallet, it means they've done. And I think, yeah, everybody has the wallet, so everybody's done a lot of Spirit as Child. It's just a matter of when you get Strength 2. That's still a lot of checks in Adult Spirit.
Indeed.
So yeah, I have a feeling we're nearing the end, at least in terms of stuff we gotta do. It's just we gotta wait for everybody to do Forest first, because I think everybody's gonna opt to do Forest pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Trying to think, like, you get ZL. That gets you, like, you know, Castle Fairy's dead. Ice Cavern's not in logic, so ZL gets you the song, which is either useless sun, well, useless. Useless in terms of getting check suns, or Song of Time, which is kind of trivial right now. Gets you 2 fairy fountains that we know of. What else does it get you? I guess it gets you Spirit Temple, so there's that, but that's not really applicable until you find Strength 2, so yeah, I'm trying to think what else you really get out of ZL right now. It's not much. Also, my cat's doing the FW cutscene dive. You cheater, how dare you?
I believe that Mike Katz was the only one who set up Scarecrow's song. So we'll get to see what's on Pierre.
Be anything. It's probably a key. Wait, what was on Volve? Was there a key on Volve?
I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember either. I wasn't looking.
Okay, there was
Did Mike Katz VC crash? No. Okay. His stream just froze, but we're okay. There was no key on Bavagia, and have we seen the upper maze chest? Oh, he said an FW. Alright, okay. I have no audio on his side, so I couldn't tell, but yep, that's a very astute observation by VXR. So I think this has to be a small key. Or no, upper maze is a small key? Okay, then. This could be anything, then. It's an interesting peek that Mike Katz is doing. Again, I don't know. It is a big chest, so that could be pretty significant, because nobody else has done Pierre yet. Yeah, it's a big chest. See, I don't know how I feel about that peek, though, because you could press the button and you get a peek of this anyway, and that takes about the same amount of time. Wait a minute. Just press the button! The camera zooms in on the chest, my dude. He's doing this without pressing the button. What are you doing? Okay, it was a small chest after all. I'm just blind.
He's gonna keep going further into fire and see if it pays off.
We'll have to see. There's still 2 keys MIA, so there's only 1 check left in fire, but it could be important.
Indeed.
I don't know why you wouldn't just oh, maybe not. Maybe Mike Cass is just grabbing this key and then oh no, I see what they're doing. Okay. Yeah, so deeper into fire. We'll have to see. Because again, you have Link the Goron, Compass Chest, and Hammer Chest. Or sorry, Hammer and Highest Goron, rather. But 2 of those are keys. 2 of those are keys. And I think Compass Chest has to be a key here, logically. Unless Hover Boots are somewhere in access, but likely Compass Chest is a key, and then it's just a 50-50 of, do you want to go for Link the Goron or Hammer Chest first? But Link the Goron's going to be a little weird without hovers. Yeah, so Compass is a key. You don't need that one.
And especially in Mike Katz's case, where he doesn't even have a shield, so he can't really ground jump up there.
Yeah. So I think Mike Katz is going to have to go for Hammer Chest first. So if that's a key, it's really going to suck. Oh, yeah, okay, it's just going to peek. Right, I forgot. You can peek Link the Goron. And it's key. Alright, so Hammer is an item. Interesting. I don't know if this could give Mike Katz like a huge bonus. But if not, then it's just a significant waste of time.
Yep.
And yeah, Mike has been very adamant about not opening small chests, so I'm not surprised Mike is just at 3. But he does have a Goron tunic, so it's not really that much of a problem. It will be a problem. Sorry?
And double defense.
Double defense, yeah. It is going to be a problem if Central Pillar is required. then we might see Mike having to shell out for another wallet somewhere. Alright. Off to Hammer Chest. Wonder if Mike Katz is a peek for this, or if he's just gonna press the button here.
I think pressing the button would be faster.
What's here in the Forest Temple checkerboard? Lens. Alright.
Oh boy.
Cool, I guess. Cool. I don't know if Cariosa really has much reason to go back child anytime soon, so it might be a while before we see Lens minigame checked.
That looks like a small chest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a small chest. Again, Mike Katz, my dude, you can press the button and the camera will pan over to the chest and you can see for yourself what it is.
Yep.
You don't have to do this. Yeah, it's small. Alright, so that's unfortunate that it's all a waste of time for Mike, but it is what it is. Huh? This is the secret VC strat right here. It is faster to do this than to save warp if you're on VC. I think even if you're not on VC, it's still faster to do this. I'm not sure. Someone can correct me, but I know you do this in glitchless. Or after this, we'll see Mike Katz probably head in the direction of Forest. And then Waiso is just now entering Deku, which is interesting.
He'll be getting his bow and furores.
Not enough shoes there for Mike Katz. It's okay. You'll get him on the next round. No, we're definitely not seeing Quad Forest. Because Karios is just about done. And he'll be done before Waiso can make it there, so there's a 0% chance.
It's more likely just going to be triple forest pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if the GTG path to Morpha involved a strength.
Yeah. At least with Cariosa, we'll be able to see pretty soon what the GTG path is.
Indeed.
Nothing on Bant again.
Indeed. See, will we get a GTG play?
Most likely. It's your best play by far.
And yet, there's ZL on Burning Cack.
Yep. There's not really much else that you can do.
Indeed. Oh, Mike Katz doesn't have enough money for archery game.
Better go find some.
He's gonna give the fish to the beggar, isn't he?
I think that's what his plan is.
That's a lot of money. See what it is? Nothing. Looks like Cariosa's going back child.
I wonder why. What has Cariosa not done as child? I'm trying to think.
Bottom of the well. The basement chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe he also has ZL now. Yep. So he might be doing the other 2 checks as well.
Oh, yeah, right. Because Cariosa didn't get this before, so I guess this makes sense. But it is just Dins, so right now that doesn't really mean much. It's possible we could see hover boots in GTG, and then it's just, well, go Shadow, I guess.
Yep, this is definitely a dead hand play.
Yeah, so this is actually something we haven't seen from anyone else, so this will mean some new checks. Yeah, another big chest that was ZL locked, but it's just Nehru's, so unfortunate, but I can understand going for that when you have ZL in your repertoire, so yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Indeed.
Yeah, fortunately, we're dealing with a triple forest here, so not too much new, but yeah, I feel like this is pretty much all that Cariosa has from the well. Or from the child, so after this, unless he wants to do chickens, then I think it's just straight back adult. Oh my god, dude, that hand was reaching so far to grab Link. That's so unfortunate.
I always hate that hand. Or any of them, really, just because of how spaced out they are here.
It can be pretty trolly. Because the spacing you need to have in order to do the fight pretty fast is quite ambiguous and can often be a little tricky. So there's a chance that this could not be a key, but it looks like it is, yeah.
It's a key.
The thing you have to remember, I think other people have checked the back left mud floor chests, but if that's a small chest, you have no way of telling if it's just a regular brown chest or a small key chest. So you can have situations where you've only counted 2 and you're like, okay, this last chest in well has to be a key, so I don't have to do it. But you need to be sure that the back mud wall is also not a key, because you can get tripped up by that.
Yep.
And I think Cariosa doesn't really have anything left other than GTG, so...
It looks like he's reversing there. Since he can also do Haunted Wasteland.
Yep. As well as the Fairy Fountain.
More chews.
Yeah. Nothing much. So yeah, again, okay, let's talk a little bit about what we're probably finding in GTG. So we have GTG is on the path to Morpha. So the obvious answer is that it's just a long shot or iron boots, but it could be a bunch of things. It could be a bunch of things leading to those items. It could definitely be strength, because this has been in Logic for a while. There's no reason you need strength in order to get to GTG. Opponent's Song was available extremely early. Hookshot was available with the Sphere Zero Hammer. There's really not much in GTG I think that is locked, if anything at all, other than obviously the Strength 2 blocks. But that's not really relevant right now. So we could find first Strength in GTG. It's very likely that that's the case, or in Fortress or even Wasteland here. And that could also work out because it's possible that Dragon Chest is hard strength locked, in which case that would satisfy the requirement as well. So we'll have to see what exactly, like we'll have to wait and see, but I think it's one of those three things, either Longshot, Iron Boots, or Strength 1. And I think Strength 1 is actually pretty likely, mostly because there's not a lot left to do. And Longshot doesn't really get much for us right now. Neither does Iron Boots, really. Like, Iron Boots gets us Tektite Grotto. Longshot gets us... Well, Iron Boots also gets us access to water, which is a couple of checks. So Iron Boots is likely as well. But Longshot really only just gets you, like, Shoot the Sun right now. There's not much else that you get out of Longshot, unless you also have Iron Boots. So it's hard to say what's preferable to do here if you bind Longshot. It could also be hovers, but then you just have Shadow Temple, and then it's like you've had GTG and Shadow Temple cleared. Like, what else is there left to do? It's pretty much just that feels like you're going to be very close to go mode at that point. Rudo and GTG would suck. That would be awful. And it is possible. But right now, I feel like most players are hoping for just like Rudos and Ganons or something.
Small key on the roof.
I think he's gonna go for shooting first. I guess this is the I don't know, this is the safe play if somehow both of the items are like, I don't know. I feel like you'd still want to do GTG first. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. You're probably doing this anyway, so.
Might as well, since it's not the easiest to get back to.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just see how much he flexes over us.
Yeah, so just to answer a question in chat here, the EU Weekly happens every week at 3 p.m. Central European Time. That's 9 a.m. US East, and it is every week. Both the NA and EU Weeklies happen every single week, even when they're not qualifiers. They will happen every single week, so you can always rely on those two weeklies.
Nothing on HBA, sadly. But we'll get, like, a lot of checks, just through here.
Yep. This is plenty of new checks here, so this is exciting. We can stop paying attention to the triple forest going on elsewhere. That's nothing. That's nothing.
That is hard bomb locked for sure.
Might be where Opponus was?
I believe it was, Windmill?
Windmill. Right, okay, yeah. Wait, that means that you had a... Wait, no, but it's bow locked, and bow is bomb locked. Okay, yeah, so... Never mind. I'm wrong. Yeah, so I guess the remaining quals, you've got the one tomorrow, there's one on Monday, one I think on Thursday, then there's a short break until after Christmas, so there is still going to be the weeklies on the 25th and 26th, but I don't think those are qualifiers, just because a lot of people can't make it. And then the last two qualifiers will be on the 29th and then the 30th.
Ooh, another big chest.
You know, if this is strength 2, that's, or I guess strength 1, that's really convenient. Nope, just a fairy. Alrighty. Juke is the second one to be free from Forest Temple Jail. Heading straight to GTG now, wasting no time whatsoever. Oh, just a little bit behind Cariosa. Wow, that ice statue is not kind.
Indeed.
Yeah, placing FW there is interesting.
Just in case you get strength too.
Yeah, in case you get strength 2. I get it. Like, it's possible that strength 2 ends up being your go mode, but that still is 4 checks that you really don't want to pass up. And you don't really have much mileage out of FW otherwise, so that is a pretty good spot to be putting it. Yeah, not much out of GTG right now. Well, I didn't see Cariosa look in the maze yet, so possible there's that.
And he's probably going to have to scum 2 keys.
Yeah. It does depend on, you can peek right side maze, so you can hopefully get away with not having to do it, but you got more than enough keys to make do right now, so not really a problem. And the ledge one is just a heart there, so
there we go.
Mike Cat's VC. Oh no, I accidentally paused Mike Cat's feed. I'm like, did he VC crash? This is the second time I've been like, oh no, did Mike Cat's VC crash? And then, nope. I'm just not observant enough.
Another big chest.
Yeah. So this could very likely be Pathomorpha.
Strength.
Too.
That's
Strength
the first
1.
logical strength.
See? Told you. I told you. I had a feeling.
Strength would be like that path then.
And that's indicative of a couple things. First of all, you want to go to Spirit very, very, very quickly now because you can do all of it. Second, it tells you a little bit about the key logic in Water Temple, at least. At the very least, and at most, it means Dragon Chest as an item. Another big chest here. Just a wallet. So...
At least he gets to spend a lot of money for a another tunic, but I don't think that's going to be happening.
Yeah, instead making immediate use out of this the FW. Yeah, we'll get to see the back. Already hitting the switch. Probably forgot about that, but yeah, there you go. So it's nice that Strength 2 was just, or well, the second Strength that Cariosa got. Chat's gonna yell at me if I call it Strength 2, but come on. It was the second Strength found. I'm gonna call it Strength 2. But it's really nice that that was just in GTG. Because now you do this, and then you can just go straight into Spirit, and everybody's happy, and then you just have to find either a gold scale or iron boots, and then long shot, and then you're done.
Yep. And light arrows.
And so, the other thing, setting FW now, what else is there to do here? I guess that's for toilet, I suppose. I have a hard time imagining toilet will end up being required, but that's, I guess, the only thing you can really use FW for at this point.
Yep.
But yeah, it's also really just possible that long shot or iron boots is in Spirit locked by Strength too, so that could also play out. But bare minimum, that's satisfied as far as Dragon Chest goes, so we'll have to see. But yeah, Spirit's the obvious play here. It's your best it's your best area in the game at this point. Yeah, I don't know how long Mike is gonna go without getting. He hasn't bought a shield, which is making me hopeful that he's just holding out until he needs to go to Spirit to get the mirror. And not that he's just not a shield guy. Yeah, everybody did Child Spirit already. So Kyrios is going to be able to full clear Spirit here. And again, then it's just a search for Iron Boots and then Long Shot.
Well, hopefully he knows where that's there.
Mm-hmm. Chest here.
Ooh, this is exciting.
There's
the Zora Tunic.
That alone there could just be path for the Strength 2. Just in case, like, key logic based on Central Pillar. So that's pretty funny. But even then, like, I'm still struggling to think what else you can really do. Unless you find hovers or Rudos, there's not a lot left in the game. So let's see, this big chest could tell us a lot.
Yep.
It could also just be another slingshot.
Indeed. And it's a long shot!
Alright. Iron Boots for Glow. Also, yeah, you are correct. The Zora Tunic is invalidated from path by the wallets, so...
That's the last small key.
It has to be another small key up here, so I guess Kyrios is just doing that.
Right.
Yeah, so we have not found light arrows yet, so we'll most likely be going for the hint on that side. Oh yeah, so Suns is an ice. Was pointed out, we have Song of Time through Composer Grave. So Ice Cavern looking less and less viable by the minute. Still could end up being required, but with just Iron Boots and Light Arrows, it's not looking like an Ice Cavern seed, I gotta say it.
That does make me sad.
Bro, I hope we get another Light Arrows and Stone Shadow on Bongo.
Oh god, that was awful. And hover boots being in light trial with the strength 3 in spirit trial.
Nothing hurt more than seeing Mr. Mario finish while I'm climbing tower to get the hint. And then he says it's in Shadow Temple. And then I'm like, no way. And then immediately I get the hover boots. I'm like, oh, okay, it's just, you know, in the start of Shadow Temple. I'm almost done. And then I just keep going and going and going, and there's no light arrows anywhere. And my optimism just completely vanishes.
I know that feeling.
Hold on, let me bite my tongue for you real quick, Sponge. Ow. Are you happy now?
Ow. We should definitely rush ice anyways. There could be, iron boots there.
You could have longer shot.
Or you could have the one from Majora's Mask.
Okay, but listen, I'm telling you, Hook's sanity needs to happen. I know we've been memeing about it for years at this point, but Hook's sanity needs to happen.
You mean like adding a chain every single time?
Yeah, there's a bunch of hook shots out there, and each time you get a hook shot, it gets a little bit longer. So at the start, your hook shot's just like a little weeny little hook, just like, boop, that's it. But by the end of the game, it just goes across all of Hyrule Field.
So you go from Kokiri Forest all the way to Desert Colossus. Wouldn't that be fun?
Alright, first look at Tektite Grotto, it's nothing. Sad. So that's gonna do it for Spirit. So I'm not really sure. There's not a lot left. There's still like, I guess you have the fairy fountains in DMT and DMC. Those are available. I don't know what else there is though. Yeah, unless Twin Rova has something. But we've really seen like most of what's available to do, so I'm having a hard time imagining what else could it be. I have to imagine that's probably next on Karios's list of things to do. We've already seen chickens and it's nothing, so. I mean, it's not something Cariosa has done, but most likely Cariosa wants to stay adult. Because that's where 3 of the 4 remaining checks are. It's not going to be KZ unless we find Rudos, because we need access to Blue Fire, and the only way to get Blue Fire without going to Ice Cavern is to go to Ganon's, which we don't have access to either. I have to say though, this has been pretty low on the bullshit spectrum so far. This hasn't been that tough of a seed. Like, Cariosa is finishing up his 5th medallion at 150 with just Iron Boots to find, with not a lot left in the game. I mean, it's possible we find Rudos, which is just like, alright, go Ice Cavern. It's not there, go Jabu. But other than that, like, we're probably finding the last couple items pretty soon. Again, it's very likely we just see like Rudos or hovers here on Twin Rova.
Frogs 2 is dead.
Oh, that's right. We can buy Blue Fire. Okay, so King Zora is actually available. That's a good point. I guess King Zora is available, but that's probably going to be the literal last thing that these runners do.
Yep.
Well, that was the situation with the last Shadow Temple lights, where you didn't have Strength 3. You start with Ganon's, you get Strength 3 in Spirit Trial, and then you get Hover Boots in Light Trial. Yeah, we've seen Paradox Letter quite a few times, so that's definitely a possibility as well. Alright, Cariosa finishing up here with Twin Rova. And at this point, I don't know if Cariosa's done Adult Lake yet, but other than that, like, I highly suspect Cariosa might just play Bolero and check the 2 fairy fountains, and then once there's that, I don't know, Adult Lake or buy Blue Fire. What do you want to do?
That's very tricky.
That, I couldn't see what that was. I think that was just a recovery heart. All right, so getting down to the wire here. We've seen everything in Deep Fire already. It's not there. And light arrow cutscene's not available without water, so that's going to be that can be light arrows at best. Yeah, okay. Cariosa's playing Bolero. We're gonna check the fairy fountains. I think it's highly likely we find either Iron Boots, Hovers, or Rudos at this point in one of those fairy fountains. Indeed. Yes, that's true. Shoot the Sun is another one actually that we have access to. And the first 2 checks in Shadow. All right, so we do have a couple. Yeah, so Shoot the Sun is Fire Arrows check, and that is available with Long Shot, so that's another thing that people can do. The issue is you have no Sun Song and no Serenade, so that's really annoying to route in.
There's the Rang.
Rang. That doesn't get us anything right now, but it could be relevant. It could be relevant if we find Rudos.
Yep.
Watch it just be Rang and Rudos on the 2 fairy fountains here.
Yes.
Alright, here we go. Other fairy fountain. If not, Cariosa has a couple options, but Shadow Temple, first 2 checks on Shadow Temple seem to be probably good candidates, I think.
Nope.
Nope, just another
a slingshot.
Alright, what's the plan? Nothing here. I guess there's also 20. Have we seen 20 skulls yet? I know Mike Cat's had 20 skulls, but I don't know if he's looked at it yet. He's dead? Okay. Interesting. Going to Goron City, but...
I'm heading over to Lost Woods.
For what, though? Maybe is this an Ice Cavern play? Is this an Ice Cavern play we're seeing from Cariosa?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Wow. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. The issue is that if Iron Boots are just available without Rudos, then this is a huge time commitment and time loss for Cariosa. So we'll have to see. We will get our answer. Is Ice Cavern the play? This again, this might just be the I played 8 quals play. And it's like I don't care if I totally crash and burn. If Rudos is just on like the Hover Boots chest or something like that, then I save time. So I can totally respect Cariosa doing this. That being said, if I still had quals that counted, I would not be doing this. If ice is required, I'm gonna chug a beer right now, right here on the restream commentary.
Ooh.
Yeah, again, I think I agree with you. I think I would definitely do Shadow first. But like I said, this is a risky play from Cariosa that makes sense when you've already played your 8 quals and you just want to surprise people with a quick and cheeky finish. I mean, that's a valid point, Sponge, but I think a lot of people just look at it straight as just trying to defend their rank, trying to defend their high seed. But it can definitely backfire. But I still think it's a somewhat viable strategy.
Not
Nothing
here.
On that fairy. Nothing on that fairy. We're only looking for iron boots, so probably don't need to peek this. That being said, this could be light arrows. I could not see what that was, but...
I couldn't see it either.
Yeah, but... Again, it's very unlikely that that is light arrows. If it is, though. Yeah, Cariosa didn't seem too fussed with, like, re-peeking it, so I think they probably saw what it was and just went ahead and didn't think anything of it. Yeah, at this point, Toilet could only be light arrows. Yeah, Cariosa does have FW set. That's just, again, that's just a really smart, safe play to do that. Because at this point, you're not really using FW for much else. You could use FW in water to save a bit of time, but I think it's, for a qual, you probably want to play that a little bit more conservatively. Still going for skulls. How many skulls does Cariosa have? 14. Wow. Yeah, because what you could do, and I'm not saying you should do this, but it is a possibility, is you get to Ganon's tower, you save, then you put FW, you get the hint. If he says GTG, you reset. If he doesn't say GTG, you wait for the cutscene to play out, and then you save again. And that way you cover both of your options in case it is GTG, and if it's not, then you can have FW in tower, and you're totally fine. And you do lose a little bit of time watching the cutscene in Ganon, but it'll save massive amounts of time if it, like, the overall time that you could potentially save is pretty worth it in my opinion.
Ooh, that's a big chest.
Oh my god. Am I gonna go need to grab another beer?
There's the iron boots! Ha! Ice
They're
Cavern
back.
was the play! It looks like Sponge and I got validated this time. You always rush ice.
I hate everything. There's only one solution to seeds like this. And you know what that solution is?
You rush ice.
But you know what? That's not enough. That's not enough. I think
Oh, and there's the light arrows.
white arrows on chess minigame. You know what? That deserves another. There's not enough juice in the world to help me cope with a seed like this.
Seed copium. Now we know where everything is except for Rudo's letter.
Which, let's be real, it's probably just in Shadow Temple.
Either that, or it could be on Shoot the Sun.
Could be on Shoot the Sun, that's true. But all we know, Cariosa does have lens. So, yeah.
Yeah, it could be Paradox as well, but...
Yeah, so what we need to say, this seed was not bullshit hard or anything. There wasn't any, like, super out-of-the-way stuff. What it was is just another example of people rushing ice and getting rewarded for it, which I can't wait to see the qualifier results channel, or the race results channel in the Discord after this, because people are going to be mad. People are going to be mad. I wouldn't say this was free. We don't know where the location of Rudo's is. If you can make the hard read that ice is required, then you're just really, really lucky. I wouldn't say that's free. I would say you can guess right, and then you end up being rewarded for it.
Well, Tyrus would have loved this seed. That's for sure. Jagger's right. Rush ice is the best play.
Yeah, at this point, Mike has to have misseen the mirror shield.
Yep.
So, okay. As a Canadian, it is my obligation to tell you all how stupid Fahrenheit is as a measuring system. Because Fahrenheit, as was stated in chat, there was the whole 0 degrees Fahrenheit was set what the coldest possible temperature was. It's supposed to be the point at which ice, an even mixture of water and salt, freezes. But even then, it's off by half a degree. So it's not even correct.
Yep.
You use Celsius, which is 0 is freezing, 100 is boiling.
Yep.
That's all you need.
And minus 40 for both Celsius and Fahrenheit are the same.
Yeah, which is very interesting.
And that's actually a temperature that I'm quite used to.
That's unfortunate. I'm very sorry.
Nah, it happens. I bet Ice Cavern could probably get that cold.
I learned in chemistry class, you learn how to convert to Kelvin, which, of course, with Celsius, as we learned in Canada, is just minus 273.
0.15.
With Fahrenheit, you convert to Celsius, and then you convert to Kelvin.
I think there's another one as well, but I don't remember. Where it's basically similar.
So we're going to get a check here from... Waiso's checking the first two checks in Shadow, so we might actually see Rudo's here. But if not, I think it has to be either Paradox or Shoot the Sun.
Though it does seem that Stone Shadow has found a way for Yuso.
Again, there's not much left, so...
Indeed.
Yeah, so yeah, Paradox Letter is when King Zora has Rudo's, and the only situation that can happen is if both wallets are available, because otherwise, the only way you can logically get Blue Flyer is by getting Rudo's, moving Kingzora, and then going to Ice Cavern. There's also the blue fire and Ganon's, but that's usually not relevant, especially in the case of Paradox Letter, so...
And there we go. And that is just another
Shadow.
trophy.
Alright, so 50-50 Shoot the Sun, which is awful to route, and Paradox Letter.
Yep.
Man, I sure am glad I sat here commentating and drinking beer instead of playing this qual. I'm in such a better mood having not played the LOL Rush Ice qual.
You always rush ice.
Never works out when I'm playing a seed.
It works out for me like every couple of times.
I think it's that it only works out if you're a top player. If you're a top player, you go to ice, it's gonna work out. You don't have
I'm
to
not
worry
even
about
top player though.
that. See, that's the difference. Is it's always going to work out if you're a top player. All right, here's Shoot the Sun. Nope, that's Stone of Agony. So is it Paradox Letter? Or are we forgetting something? It's possible we're forgetting something, but I don't know what else it could be. Yeah, you know the seed is messed up when Rush Ice is the correct answer and Sponge is mad about it. Yeah, we've seen Boulder of Destiny and Tektite Grotto, so it's not that. So yeah, so Karios is gonna get the hint. We know light arrows are on chess minigames, so that's not difficult for Karios to go get. Because you're already setting it to night by going to Ganon's here, so you don't need to worry about time of day at all. So
Indeed.
should see a finish from Karios in the next like 7 or 8 minutes, I'd say at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, we could see it's also possible we could see something else on KZ. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be Rudo's. We just know that it's an item that eventually has to lead to Rudo's. Like it could be hover boots, could be gold scale. Not sure what else it could be. I don't know what else we're missing. Could be strength 3 for Rudo's on OGC. That's also very valid. Oh yeah, have we seen Target in the Woods yet? It was nothing. Okay.
Well, technically both Juke and Why You So Epic set foot in Shadow. But they could only do the first 2 chests.
Mm-hmm. Karios, on the other hand, hasn't. Yeah, Sponge, I totally get that. It's not fun at all, but that's rando, I guess. Yeah, Karios is going to be the first one here to enter go mode.
It's a big chest, though. Fire arrows.
Yeah, that doesn't really change anything. That couldn't have been Rudo's, because this is locked by completing Water Temple.
Indeed. But still, you love to see it. Yeah, basically, just the only fire source for, like, the entire seed.
Okay, it's the better fire source.
It's an AoE fire source.
You ever play Shadow the Hedgehog?
I have the game on GameCube.
Yeah, it's just Chaos Blast. Which, of course, is the lesser of the 2 Chaos abilities in that game. I guarantee you, I probably played more Shadow the Hedgehog than 99% of the planet. I put way too much time into that game.
Shadow the Hedgehog randomizer.
That would be funny. Did you get Twitch recap email?
Yes.
You get your top 5 games. I'm sure Ocarina of Time was in there.
Yes. It was the first game.
Yeah. Let me tell you, the 5 most played games for me in order were Majora's Mask was number 1, that's no surprise. OOT is number 2, also no surprise. Number 3 was Harvest Moon Magical Melody, which is also a game I speedrun, so not surprised there. Number 4 was Super Smash Bros. Melee, which I streamed a couple of times. And number 5 was Shadow the Hedgehog. So, let's go. Wait, no, it's number 4. No, it's Super Mario 64, not Melee. But Shadow the Hedgehog was number 4, so I'm pretty proud of that.
I'm a Shadow the Hedgehog randomizer runner.
I would play it. That's all I can tell you is I would play it.
For me, there was like also Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Miitopia, and
Right,
TF2.
Right.
And DRG.
Here, I'll post the receipts for you, so you can know no BS here. Yeah, so Cariosa's just going to get the lights. Gonna have to leave and then play Prelude, and then probably like Minuet or Requiem to get in a dungeon, and then just use FW.
Yep. And I'm thinking Minuet would be the fastest.
Hold on. I'm gonna guess chess minigame. You ready?
We already have 2. I think it's RR.
I'm a slow typer. Leave me alone. I'm a slow typer. I'll get it. I promise.
L. So basically, everyone else is out. RRLL.
I have R. I have R. I have L. I have L. Oh my god! I got it! Woo! Yeah! Feels bad for Kinra though, getting exactly the opposite.
Oh, there's GF Foolish.
Lol. Oh, rip. The power outage forfeit feels bad. Yeah, I guess we went all this time without...
Well, at least Mike Katz is going to be getting his light arrow soon.
Yeah, but no iron boots in sight, unfortunately.
Or Mirror Shield.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too, huh?
Maybe he should come back there to DMT and be like, "No! Did I really miss that?"
Yeah, it always sucks when you miss it. It's part of the reason why I don't like shuffling overworlds models, because it just leads to more problems than enjoyment of the randomizer. Like, sure, shuffle the colors once you actually have the item, but overworld models, you need to very clearly see what those are. And if you miss-see it, it's happened to people multiple times, and sorry to specifically call this person out, but it happened to Riley in last year's quals, and he felt terrible about it. Specifically with Mirror Shield, too. He missaw it as a recovery heart because it was a different color. And, yeah, that just hurts so much.
Mine are usually green, and I have, like, a golden frame for the Mirror Shield. So it's hard for me to misidentify that.
still trying to figure out if Cariosa accepts an interview. We'll have to ask him why he went to ice when he did. I guess the logic or the thinking there is that Cariosa had so few checks. The first thing is like you have so few checks left that Ice Cavern is probably a decent gamble. But the other big thing is that Cariosa has done 8 quals already and might just want to take, a risk to try and get a really high score. And I think that is pretty likely given the scenario. But yeah, the density also works out quite well. Cariosa still had Shoot the Sun, Paradox Letter, and the first 2 checks in Shadow. And that's like the same number of checks in Ice as what he had in Logic. But there was also the extra checks in Fountain, so it's hard to say. Yeah, the song in Ice Cavern is known to be Sun Song. We already know that, yeah. Yeah, Cariosa checks Shoot the Sun only after Water Temple, though. So I'm talking about the context in which Cariosa had just finished Spirit and is only looking for Iron Boots. And what we saw was Cariosa first doing the 2 Fountain checks, and then went immediately towards Ice Cavern without checking the 4 checks they had remaining, which were Shoot the Sun, Paradox Letter, and then the first 2 checks in Shadow. So Duke's going Deep Fire, rest in peace. I mean, this makes sense, but we know it's not the right play.
Indeed.
This is Mike Cat's first foray into Well, by the way. Okay, I guess very quickly to explain the way scoring works is only your first 8 qualifiers count. You can still enter more races after. You will not get any more scores after 8. However, if you finish in the top 7, your finish time still counts for the scoring algorithm. So other people's scores will still be impacted by your finish. So it's a way to play defense, but there's arguments as to whether that's viable or not. As Sponge will tell you that you could very easily screw yourself over by giving a top player a much lower seed, and then you yourself get screwed out in the bracket. So it is a double-edged sword, but regardless, Cariosa paying out
some bacon,
getting that first place. Unfortunately, this will not count for Cariosa's score, but will definitely help at least their position in the bracket, currently sitting at number 3. And with this finish in first place, they are most likely staying there for a good time to come, potentially for the rest of quals. So GG to Cariosa. And we'll see if we can get Cariosa in for an interview. I'm sure we'll have questions about the Ice Cavern play.
Indeed.
I mean, it's no surprise. We've known since before Season 5 calls that Cariosa was going to be one of the top names in the competition. I think they were like 5th seed last year too, so just continuing their absolute dominance here.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, it's hard to say who's probably going to finish next. Whoever decides that Paradox Letter is worth their time, I suppose. But we still don't know. It could be something we forgot about. Hello. Oh, never mind. Cariosa was in here for a second, and then went back in the waiting room. Hello.
Hello.
GG's.
Thanks.
How dare you rush ice like that and get rewarded so well. We have to know, what was the thought process there?
I mean, I just got lucky. Ice was a good area. I skipped a lot of things, the seed, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty much like 4 check here, 4 check here, 4 check here. So
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it was pretty straightforward. We're pretty sure that Rudo's is locked behind Paradox Letter. Or, like, it has to be King Zora. Because we've seen basically everything else. But we have no idea.
what?
So, yeah. We might not see anybody else finish for quite some time. Unless anybody else had the idea to rush ice.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking, like, because you're in a position where you've already done your 8 quals, so I thought, like, maybe you're just saying, okay, might as well take a risk here and rush ice. Like, if it doesn't work out, like, it doesn't matter for your score, but...
I mean, if that doesn't work, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. You just forfeit, it's like, whatever. I already done my 8. I'm already doing well, so... But yeah, Ice definitely felt like an interesting, because like you didn't have much left. You had like Shoot the Sun, you had the first 2 checks in Shadow, and you had King Zora, and that's pretty much it, right? So.
I have Bottom River too. Didn't do
Oh
it.
yeah, okay. Yeah, it just in terms of doing everything, like you were in Well first. You were the first one in Fire, first one in Forest. You pretty much followed progression faster than anybody else. So. Even if we disregard the fact that you went to Ice out of Logic, like you still probably would have been the first one there if you had stayed in Logic, just due to the sheer amount of checks you had left in the end. Looking at the other racers, Mike Katz unfortunately missaw the mirror shield on top of DC, so that's kind of a rip. Juke's going for Deep Fire, and Wayuso's checking ZL checks now, it seems. Oh, there's Ikola with the 2nd place. So, GG's as well. Probably also an Ice Rusher. And yeah, Ikola also has already done their 8 races, but... It's a play if you want to defend your seed. If you want to defend your top spot, you should still play the quals. What is this? The double French victory here in the NA Weekly?
Yeah.
when EU players are winning the NA Weeklies. SMH. No. It's okay. We'll just have Riley and Mr. Mario win the EU Weekly tomorrow morning and it'll all balance out. Yeah. Anything else in particular? This did feel pretty straightforward otherwise. Like, the path hints were all fairly straightforward. Didn't really have much guesswork you really needed to do.
Oh, yeah. Was pretty easy seed except for Iron, right?
For sure. And yeah, there's no gold scale in sight, so no way you can cheese that. Yeah, because like, you had the lake path telling you, hey, go do lake. Okay, cool, there's hammer. You had the 2 SFM hints, which is just, alright, that's song logic, whatever. And you had GTG Morpha, which is just, hey, go GTG. Alright, there's Strength 2, go to Spirit. Well, actually, technically that was Strength 1, because the Strength and Fire was out of Logic, but whatever, doesn't matter. Everybody did Fire first. And then the last one... Can't remember what the last one is, I think it was, like, pretty straightforward. Yeah. No trickery with the pass today, that's all it is. And then Cola. Another European player finishing before any NA. There you go. Yes, haha. Their names are Icola and Cola. Very funny. Yeah, I really don't see anybody else on Restream finishing anytime soon. Actually, wait, no, Waiso's going in the direction of Ice. Ooh.
Yep. It looks like he's rushing Ice.
I assure you right now, in his head, he's just like, God damn it, I can't believe I'm going to Ice covering this fucking stupid seed. He's probably pissed. I'm sure if he comes in for an interview, he's going to be mad.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Does he have light arrows? He does, so he's just going to have to do that. Where was Bosky in water? It was fairly fast, right?
Yeah.
It was in the beginning.
Beginning? Okay. Cool. Oh. I believe, yeah, okay, so Juke is forfeited, so we'll, maybe we'll get Juke in for an interview, maybe not, but we'll at least see why so reach go mode. Jury's still out on if Mike Katz will ever go back to DC and get his mirror shield, but hard to say. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is anything else really you want to comment about the seed, Cariosa?
Except my fire, I don't have any problem.
Yeah.
Got kinda mad in fire, but kinda play well otherwise.
Right.
And the rest of the scene.
Yeah, again, like this really did feel like such a straightforward seed. There was not too much bullshit aside from the ice, so everyone's like, "Oh, it's a Trez seed. It's gonna be so bad." No, not today.
It's
Not today.
probably one of the better Trez seeds.
Just goes to show you, it's not the person who rolls the seed. Mike's almost out of checks here, so I'm sure. I was really hoping to see a Paradox letter on stream, but I don't think we're getting that.
Nope.
That rang was so scary. It's like, uh-oh. If we find Rudos, it's a 50-50 between Jabu and Ice, pretty much. But I think you do Ice first.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, we found the final Foolish. It was the Castle Storms Grotto, which was Gerudo Fortress Foolish, which didn't really mean much.
Indeed.
Wonder if does YSO have mic on? I wonder if I can hear his live reaction to these Iron Boots.
I'm gonna go. Thanks for your stream.
Alright.
No problem.
GG again. Congrats.
GG's.
Thanks.
Okay, Mike Katz, what's he thinking here?
Probably thinking about pressing the forfeit button on the race time.
Yep. That might be it.
Yeah, still. I mean, he has the wallet. He still has, maybe he's killing time of day for, not sure what.
Yeah. Yeah, he still hasn't picked up the shield in Death Mountain Trail. Hopefully he actually gets around to it.
Oh, I think I know what Mike Katz is doing. I think he knows that it's letter, and yeah, he's waiting for daytime so he can buy Blue Fire.
Yep. Wait, can Mike Katz actually do KZ skip, or...
Yeah, you can do KZ skip without a shield.
No, I mean if he can do it.
Oh, I can't answer that.
I see. I know I've done it without a shield. I just use nuts.
Yeah, you can use nuts. What I usually do without a shield is after the jump slash, you just hold ESS position, and then it gives you the same position as if you had a shield. I mean, I think in like it's a fair assumption to just say like this is your last check in logic, so you might as well like do it first before you go to Ice Cavern, because it could just be Iron Boots on King Zora.
Hiking all the way to water. Well, at least we've got Epona.
Yeah. What is Mike Katz doing?
Going back child, I think, for whatever reason.
For what?
Hand in the letter, it seems. Oh, he's gonna do Jabu, isn't he?
No, he doesn't have Rudos.
Oh. Wait, so it wasn't Paradox letter?
No, it is Paradox letter, we're pretty sure. It's just, I don't know what Mike Katz is doing
Oh,
here.
he's getting the scale. Nope, never
no?
mind. I don't even know what he's doing.
Yeah, it is possible that hovers can be on KZ as well.
Oh god, he's doing chickens?
Yeah.
You know what that means. Bring in the roll call, everyone. Can we get 7 roosters in chat? There we go.
7 little cocks.
I think that's an appropriate emote for this. Yuso's horse screaming. Yes. Is it just me, or is Yuso's dream not updating?
It's fine for me.
Oh. Okay. Oh, it's just not playing. Pause for me.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that it could be. If you really want, I could load up the seed right now and get to King Zora right away if I used some cheating glitches.
Well, there's the first American player.
Yeah, GGC Falcon. I guarantee you all 4 of the people who have finished so far rushed ice.
Indeed.
I'm questioning what the finish time will be of the first player to find Rudos. Well... Yeah, so pretty much the only things that King Zora could be if it's not Rudo's letter is Hover Boots or Strength 3. Because those are the only things that unlock other checks at this point.
Indeed. Looks like my cat is making his way straight to Ice Cavern.
Yeah. Well, at least we'll get to see what letter is. Or, not sorry, we'll get to see what King Zora is. Listen, it's still possible for Sea Falcon to have figured it out. A lot of it does come down to routing and decision making, which isn't going to be consistent. So you can't necessarily just say like, oh well, this top player is still in the race, so there's no way nobody else last location it. That's not a fair point in my opinion. There's Zeph with a finish, by the way.
Indeed.
I think a lot of it does come down to the individual decisions you make on a per seed basis and how you route it. And I think it's perfectly viable for a player like Sea Falcon to finish on their own merit while still following logic.
Yeah, he's actually a really solid player.
we go. What's on King Zora? Yeah, it's like...
You were right!
Luckily, no additional bullshit required, and now Mike Katz at least knows that he can KZ skip and and it being an okay play in Logic. But yeah. It had to be Paradox Letter, huh?
He's still missing his mirror shield, and, well, he never got it, even though he was right there. It looks like the boulder has affected him more than it should have.
Yeah, unfortunate. This is an interesting setup for KZ skip. I've never seen this setup before. Yeah, I can't say I've ever seen this version of the KZ skip.
It's an interesting one, but it's one I normally don't do because I don't trust myself with ESS turns on an emulator.
Depends on the emulator. I played on all three between BizHawk, RetroArch, and Project 64. And what I found on BizHawk, it's a little different, but it's kind of comparable with VC. RetroArch actually had like the best ESS ranges I've ever played on in my life. Like better than with my ESS adapter. I was so comfy playing on RetroArch. So the conclusion to this thesis is that Riley is a dirty cheater and has the freest ESS turns of anybody, and anybody else who plays on RetroArch. But I specifically wanted to call out Riley because he's my friend. And there's Marco with the finish. But yeah, you want good ESS turns? Play on RetroArch or buy an ESS adapter. Yeah, that's the big thing that you really lose out on by playing on emulators. That pause buffering is absolute garbage compared to VC. But in return, you have slightly slower loads on emulator, but the trade-off is that your resets are much faster, so I find it does balance out quite a bit. I still think VC has a little bit of a time advantage, but I think it's not as significant as, at least the perspective I'm coming from as an MMR player. You had a huge disadvantage having slower loads in MM because you're save warping a lot less.
It looks like Mike Katz is just gonna give up on the KZ skip.
Can't blame him if he's having that much trouble with it.
And Yuso's going to be completing fairly soon.
So it'll be a second finish on Restream, and we will hopefully get to talk to him. You get to hear him be mad about Ice Cavern.
Yep.
I already know the first thing I'm going to say to him. I'm going to ask him if he's having fun yet. The first finisher, well, considering we saw Rudo's letter on Mike Katz's side, we can probably extrapolate that somebody's probably gotten Rudo's and is on their way to finishing now. So I'd have to say it's probably, alright, Haiti got Rudo's. Haiti checked the Paradox letter. There you go. So, answer's right there. So, probably not as good of a finish as Waiuso's probably hoping for, being 20 plus minutes behind Cariosa. But given the parameters of the finish, and that Waiuso is probably finishing in the next minute or so, that's still a top 10 finish. And that's still going to be a really decent score for Waiuso, who right now is looking to erase an 849 as their lowest score. And this is definitely going to be a finish that's in like the low 900 range. So that's definitely going to help boost his score a little bit. And considering he's only about 20 points behind like the next couple people, like he's probably jumping like 5 or 6 spots from this finish. Which is good. That's really good. That's what you want, especially at this point in the quals. You definitely want to have every good finish that you can take.
Yep.
There you go. GG Waiuso. Finishing in 9th place, it looks like, because Fanta just got him a little bit. But still, again, top 10 finish, really good for Waiuso. And yeah, so that's a 929 for Waiuso.
Rang was in DMC Ferry.
Rang is it? Yeah, yeah. So with that, Waiuso is going to jump. That's going to give an extra 50 plus 20, 30. So yeah, that's an extra 80 points for Waiuso. So that's bringing them up to 3,700 even, which is going to put them at 15th spot. That's a jump from 23rd to 15th. So that's a really, really nice little jump for Waiuso. Getting a nice little boost in the bracket. And hopefully we'll get to hear from him in the interview soon. Yeah, Waiuso is now 15th on the leaderboard. There you go, with a 37.02. That's a really strong position to be in. I think that pretty much guarantees Waiuso will be in the top half of the bracket in the end.
Yep.
So he's probably pretty stoked about that. I mean, he's probably pissed about Ice Cavern, but, you know.
Looks like Mike Katz is going to be doing Jabu first.
Nice. Let's see the hover boots in Jabu here. Waiuso will be joining us in just a few minutes. Probably gonna go in the waiting room. I'll drag him in.
GG's.
Hello, thank you.
Are you having fun yet?
Dude, that was the hardest game call I've ever done in my...
I'm glad you were able to make that call, because boy.
Yeah, where was Rudo's letter? I mean, I had
Paradox letter.
What is it?
Paradox letter.
Oh.
Yeah, that's...
Oh my god.
We had pretty much figured it out because we had seen everything else, but yeah, I think the only person we saw in Restream go for it is Mike Katz, who unfortunately missaw Mirror Shield, so he's in Jabu now.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, and we know that Haiti Patati is the only finisher we know who actually got Rudos before going ice. Other than that, we're pretty sure everybody else just KZ skipped.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I saw Cariosa, I saw E. Cola, I was like, okay, nah, this is... I saw Juke for a bit, I'm like, nah, this is Ice Cavern. I think what gave it away to me is Juke fitting. Sorry, Juke. But,
oh. Yeah, it's a super smart call-in. I was looking at the standings, and This is still like a really decent finish time for you. Like you jumped like 8 spots in the bracket, so
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. I think this race might have given me top 32. I think.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, I think you're pretty safe. Top 32 now.
Nice. Yeah, I think my early game was sick, and I think I spent so long looking for strength 1 because yeah, I knew it was okay. So I did Lake because I knew it had to be behind bombs. And I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do Pyro Field on the way. But I was like, GTG, I know GTG is path to Morpha. I'm like, if it's irons or if it's long shot, it doesn't really give me anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, especially if it's behind strength 2, like I don't want to double dip GTG or something.
Exactly what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, so of course it was behind the one bomb lock check in GTG, but you know.
Yeah.
Stuff happens, I guess.
Still though, it's yeah, no, definitely I made the observation that like irons and long shot don't really get you much, and so the conclusion I actually came to was that it was most likely strength instead in GTG. However, even then, it's just like, it's hard to make that call so early on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy I delayed GTG though. Like, I was pretty happy because yeah, I mean, obviously it didn't pay off as hard as it could have, but yeah, it's fine.
There's Gold Scale and Jobby, by the way, we just saw on my cat side.
Nice. But, yeah, also, I reset it in GTG because the strength 1 could have been behind lens, so that's why I went for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And got lights. If that wasn't lights, I was instant resetting, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Notice you had a couple of clever resets, I noticed.
Yeah.
There was one on Richard, I was just like, whoa. I was like, what's he doing there?
I wanted to do that just in case it was bomb bag. Like I didn't know at that point, but it was better for the well. But no, I think I'm fine with this race. Like I'm pretty happy about it.
Oh, that's still like a really good finish. It's a 9:29, which is definitely a solid time considering how many people just blind rushed Ice Cavern and got like a an amazing finish. And yeah, because we kind of talked to Cariosa about why he was doing it, and basically it was just like, well, Cariosa's in a position where they've already done their 8 races, right? So it doesn't really matter that much. But also it's just Ice Cavern was like, density-wise, it was their best play.
Yeah.
Because at that point he only had like 4 checks left, so he's like, it's probably like Rudo's somewhere.
Yeah,
not, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, okay, I actually had like 3 checks left when I went ice. I'm like, I probably would have gone ice anyway, just for density. I didn't even think about Paradox Litter. I was like, oh, it's in deep fire, and I had 2 items left in fire. Like it's in deep fire, and it's just in ice, or if it, or hovers in ice and it's in shadow. But when I saw Cariosa finish, I'm like, it's probably not in shadow, or if it is, it's like the 2 next checks or something. But yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah. No, considering also I basically wired the game, so except yeah, I'm fine with this. Yep.
Can't argue with the top 10 finish.
Nope. Also, I got distracted at the start. Like I didn't expect Ecolo to ready as soon as I start clicking somewhere else. But, so
we noticed, yeah, you took a bit to get started, but yeah, it didn't matter. Well, kind of did, but not really.
Yeah, I don't think it changes. Maybe like 3 points or something.
Yeah, if that, probably not even.
All right.
Anything else you want to say, or?
Rush Ice Kick W? I don't know.
Rush Ice.
Ban King Zora skip season 6, let's go.
I mean, I definitely was thinking like, what would happen if we banned that and seeds would take forever?
Yep.
People would do AD instead of Rush Ice.
Alright, hear me out though, hear me out. We ban King Zora skip, but we open Deku back up.
How about we simply just open Deku back up?
I'm down for that.
Alright, so... No, I think it's fine. I mean, it makes sense that Ice is more loaded with Deku and Ganon closed, because like, out of the other slight dungeons, it's one of the ones that requires the least amount of stuff. Like ZL, it's a song that cannot be anywhere, unlike like Song of Storms or Epona or something.
Right.
So like, in Rudo's Letter, it's just one item that opens like a lot of checks. You can include Ice and Jabu. So it kind of makes sense that Ice is more busted, just statistically, I guess. Less requirements.
Okay.
Yeah, plus there's the song, yeah.
Let me make one last appeal directly to your heart, and see if I can get you on board. Ban KZ skip, but turn off random spawns.
Yo, let's go. I'm down.
There you go. I got him.
Alright.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thanks for the restream. Thanks for commentating.
Yep.
Thanks to the trackers too. Always shout out the trackers.
Shout outs to the trackers, and GG to you once again.
Yep. Thank you. Alright.
We'll talk soon.
Good one.
See you, bud.
Alright. Anything else from you guys?
No, I think it's probably good to call it, because Mike Katz is most likely not finding that mirror shield anytime soon.
Yeah, before we go.
Looks like hover boots were in Jabu.
Yeah, but as we expected, there's not many other places it could have been. It could have been Ganon's castle, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So before we go over to his channel, the Rudamon, we're going to do a quick shout out for the next qualifier, which is Sunday at 9 a.m. for the EU folks, or the crazy Americans who wake up that early.
Well, wait, 12 hours from now, minus 5 minutes. Oh, yep, join it if you're going to be awake then.
Yeah. With that, we're gonna head over to Mike and wish him luck and root him on.
Bye.
Take care.
Hey!